Ryan Garcia is great for boxing. I think he's a liability. I think he's a loose cannon. I think he's unpredictable. Could say unprofessional.
With the Barrios fight approaching, Conor Benn calls Ryan Garcia a loose cannon and unprofessional, saying it's hard to beat a steady fighter like Barrios when discipline is the real issue.
I'm looking to have a very clear and a very dominant, win, whether it's by stoppage or whether it's by decision. And so I know, like, going into this fight, every round is going to be important. Pressing our game plan and pressing everything that we are working on.
Barrios also hints that if Ryan has even one unprofessional moment, he'll capitalize, making him pay and making it look easy.
Really good fighter. He has very good skills, but I will predict it will be bloody. You're gonna see you're gonna see this face a lot. That's the problem. You're going in.
But Garcia leans into the chaos, insisting Barrios is the one headed for a bad night.
I take every fight, as if it's gonna be the most dangerous fight. Yeah, so like, as of right now, I have the mentality, that Ryan, is gonna be the more dangerous fighter. But of course, when I was getting ready for Pacquiao, I was getting ready for.
Barrios says he's treating Ryan as the real threat right now, even more than he did in the Pacquiao camp, an admission that speaks volumes.
I've been boxing since I was 6, been professional since I was 18. I treat every fight as if it's my most dangerous fight to date. So it's no different with this one. I know everything that Ryan has been saying. He's saying he's focused. His team is saying that he's the sharpest he's ever looked. All this stuff, and all I can really say is I hope so, man. Like, I can only hope I step in there on fight night and I get the best version of Ryan. Because that's gonna bring the best version out of me, and then that's only gonna benefit the sport of boxing. I'm looking to have a sensational performance. I want to have a very I want to make a statement with this fight. I haven't had the type of victory defending my title yet, and that's really what I'm looking to.
Barrios is quietly turning Ryan's "I'm focused" talk into a test. He's saying he wants the real version of Garcia on fight night, so if he wins, it actually means something.
Like, Ryan is a legitimate fighter, like a legitimate boxer, but he definitely has like that influencer, like streamer, like persona, and like that's really the only thing that I don't with. And it's not that like I don't like him. It's just me myself. I don't resonate with people like that. It kind of just seems like everything they do, or the way that they move is like they move it in a way that, like, if they know there's always like a camera on them, or there's always like trying to do something for like clicks or likes. So yeah, I did call him a payaso, and it was just because the whole like his antics. I know that he has his his history with Joe and all of that. It was starting to boil up into something that it really isn't. Because I was gonna go with Joe whether this fight happened or not. It just kind of like just the like timing of things was very coincidental. But yeah, regardless, it's not that I dislike him. It's just like the whole like lead up and the whole selling the fight and just doing, I guess, just doing too much for that. It's just not me.
Barrios draws a hard line between a real fighter and someone chasing attention. He's implying Ryan's online persona gets in the way of taking him seriously. That adds heat to the build-up, because now it isn't just about boxing, it's about respect and who's real when the cameras are off.
Dude got it all. He's on point. Not only is he blessed, but he worked his ass off and try to be the best at everything. That's really what it is. Want to be remembered also as probably the fastest hands in boxing ever. and just a great fighter.
Oh, hell yeah.
Garcia is heading into the Barrios fight sounding convinced he's the best man in the room and that Barrios can't keep up. He isn't just talking about winning, he's talking like this is his moment to prove he operates on another level. That kind of confidence turns the bout into a statement mission, because now anything less than a clear win over Barrios will feel like a letdown.
A couple things I want to start off with, the coach, Goosen's in Barrios' corner. That's going to be interesting in the sense that fact that Goosen knows Ryan Garcia. He knows his Achilles heel, man. He knows it. And, Goosen knows he has a horse that is not only tough, but he's well-rounded. Mario Barrios can fight a little bit, fight off the back foot a little bit. He can do a little bit of everything. Counter punch, slip counters, blocking shoots, catching shoots. Like he got a bag. He does. He's average in every single department. Got a really good jab, a hell of a right hand, man. That right hand.
Tim Bradley points to a quiet edge in Barrios' corner, the coach factor. When the team across the ring already knows Ryan's habits, Bradley says Garcia's weaknesses aren't a mystery, they're a blueprint. And with Barrios being solid in so many areas, Ryan may not get a single easy look all night. Bradley frames it as a thinking fight, not just a speed fight, where game planning and timing matter as much as athleticism. One clean, well-set shot from Barrios, he warns, could change everything in an instant.
Left hook, to be honest with you, I think one of the most ironic things about Ryan Garcia is you never want to hook with a hooker, but as I follow the evolution of him and his craft, it seems the left hook gets in there, man. He can get buzzed by the left hook. Barrios isn't a bad puncher. He's a pretty good, solid puncher, but the left hook is dangerous to punch with Ryan Garcia with the left hook. However, I've seen Haney do it. I don't know, for some apparent reason, guys that know how to throw that left hook, they sucker for left hooks themselves. I remember De La Hoya being a sucker for the left hook as well. They really good at landing their left hook, but shit, they don't do well with taking one in return. But the punch for Barrios is the right hand, and he will have opportunities to land it.
Bradley then zeroes in on what he sees as the most dangerous exchange of the fight, and he suggests it could decide everything. He points to a common pattern. Fighters who live by the hook can get caught by the hook, and Ryan, Bradley warns, fits that risk profile. Even if Garcia's best weapon is the left hook, that doesn't mean he's safe when a hook comes back at him. Bradley believes Barrios has the timing and the punch to punish that habit. In his view, it becomes a fight about discipline and timing, not raw talent.
Jab, and he brings his hand back low, and then he stands up tall as well, so he's always having his chin straight up in the air, and most of the times he'll flick the jab out there or shoot the jab out there, and then he looks to get out of range quickly. That's usually his MO. It's almost like when he's hitting that that bag that comes back, that bag that made him famous. Where he flicks the jab and he steps back, and he flicks back, and bam, hit the bag and steps back. That's his style. That's exactly how he fights. When I look at Ryan Garcia, that's what I envision him hitting with the way he fights. Standing straight up on that bag, letting combinations go, flicking the jabs out there, and moving out of range.
Big boxing update coming soon. Subscribe and turn on notifications.